evening friends, today we will discuss the mixed fertilizer. What is the mixed fertilizer? Mixed fertilizer, that means the divided simply as the mixture of the solid material containing two or more plant nutrients are available in the fertilizers are created the mixed. So these fertilizers are also called the black. These are also called as the bulk of balanced fertilizer. Balanced fertilizer, what that means? That means the depend on the availability, like create the grade one by one by one. So the grade one is like N and P and K. The requirement again is the balanced fertilizer. What is the nutrient requirement? As like a phosphorus requirement is more, then the grade are increased to 1 and 1. When in some places our requirement nutrients like nitrogen is more, then they increased like 5, and these are grade 2 and 1. Or decrease the phosphorus, then create 1. And also sometimes very potash availability in the field. So that created the zero. That's no application. That means these are the balanced fertilizer application in the fields. So that called is the work mixed fertilizer as the work the principle of technique involved in the manufacturing. So there's some principle of the manufacturing process. First the acidulations, ammoniation, second is the granulation. What is the adulation? Adulation is the process of treating the material with the acid. If any message, if any material by treated with the acid, that means called the acidulations. The examples like treatment of the rock phosphate by the sulfuric acid, same as is the fertilizer treatment as the is called acidulation. This is the perfect example for this. Next is the ammoniation. Ammoniation is the process. Ammoniation is the process is the introducing the ammonia into superphosphate. Ammonia into superphosphate to obtain ammonium superphosphate. Directly making these are called the ammoniation. Next is the granulation. What is the granulation? Granulation is the process of making small size particles. The process of the making the small size of particle like microparticles or greater less than less particles. So these are called the also granulation of plates 2.3 to 4.3 minimum. The technique of the preliminary incident recorded quantities loss. So the what is second is the NPK complexes or complexes fertilizer. Next is this is the previous slide we had discussion properly is the complex fertilizer. But in this the here what is the complexes? This is fertilizer or granulation contain the three major plant nutrients. If any absent, these are not complexes complete. These are the incomplete way. So the complex fertilizer depend on the grade or the fertilizer varying the manufacturing of the Indians like 70 grade, 40-35 14 grades, 40-28 40 grades. 10, 26, 20, 20. So what is the discussion in the previous slide? And also C is the N, P and K. N, P and K. 70, 70, 70. Then some places are requirement high phosphorus than the 40, 35, 40. Some places have the high requirement of the potassium, so the 30, 26 and 26 again. So it depend on the increase as a resource as the requirement of the fertilizer as a nutrient for the crops. Second is the manufacturing process. What is the manufacturing process of these are fertilizer making? So the first is the raw material requirements like ammonia, phosphoric acid, potassium chloride and urea. These are the major fertilizers or major nutrients are containing fertilizers. Materials. So the ammonia and phosphoric acid is the mixed with the specific proportion and the neutralized with the slurry and the pumped granulation rotating drums, and the nitrogen content products enriched by the adding the ammonia feeding the urea. So the potassium chloride is also added making the required formulation. So the filler sands and dolomites is a source of the same. So is the handling properties fertilizer products very high. So the physical property of these fertilizers like NPG complexes is gray and green colors of granulation, so the free flying with the good storage properly. So next is the exposure of the humidity and hence the packed polythene and the bags. Next is the chemical properties. What the chemical property of this type fertilizer? Like NP complexes grade 70 grades. So it contains the 5%. Contains the in these like 5% of ammonical is the 20% of amide. In the 20, 50%. So the 50% are water soluble and 2% citrate soluble and phosphorus, and the 70% of the water soluble K2O. So these are the grades. I'm saying again more than more. These are the grades depend on the requirements of the nutrients for the plants or soil deficiencies. So these are the in the nitrogen in two form. This is the 5 is the ammonical form and 12 is the amide form. The amide form of the nitrogen slow releases nitrogen fertilizers. Some are found in the residue. Some is the ammonical or partially dissolved in the soil and react with. Then the some is the after some time of the reactor. So the 50% are soluble and citrate soluble are slow release. So these are the contents. Second is the grade 40, 35, 40. In the all the ammonium form in the nitrogen in the 40 part and 29% water soluble citrate and phosphorus and 45% is categories. These are the grades different. So the silent feature of the complex fertilizer is the analyze any granulation from the particles and the grade to the should be contain the same ratio and respect to the nitrogen, phosphorus and potash. Next, the mixed fertilizer or the bulk or blended is the fertilizers. Mixed or bulk blended fertilizer. That means the mixed fertilizer or the mixed fertilizer are simply the physically or two are mixed or the solid fertilizer material containing two or more major nutrients such as each individual particles of these blend represented only the ingredient of the mixtures. So the bulk blending started fertilizer making the started in 1947. It has the country potential and development of the countries cannot be afforded by the factories. So families should do the manufacturing of complex fertilizers. So blending fertilizer provided the invited is the economically means that the mixing of dry fertilizer and material produced the specific of the ratio and grade varying the nutrient percent and depending on the crops. So is next is the these are the chart are showing the nutrient content present in the fertilizers. So I'm discuss then again show the all like some fertilizers like iron content fertilizer, magnesium containing fertilizer, zinc containing fertilizer, copper containing fertilizer, boron containing fertilizer, and molybdenum containing fertilizer. So the iron containing fertilizer first is the ferrous sulfate, ferrous chelate, and ferrous chelate again. So the ferrous chelate is the phosphorus sulfate. First, ferrous sulfate is the content 20% of nitrogen. ADTA chelate is the 5% and 6% content. So again the magnesium containing fertilizer, manganese. So the magnesium sulfate is the content 24%, magnesium sulfate monohydrate 23, and again chelate is the 30%. Chelate always has the no content of the nutrient and the oxides of any fertilizer. There's high content of the fertilizer percent. So these are the charts show the only the nutrient content of the fertilizer and represent to the all nutrient and divided to the grades of the system. So the next is the fertilizer logistic and marketing. What is the fertilizer logistic? That means the marketing. That means the cost of the transportation. Where the fertilizer manufacturing process is very low cost, like 50% cost, or but the transport charge is very high, like 80%. So the charge adding after the pay the farmer by the 130%, yeah 100%. By this cost transportation along the half of the cost marketing activities fertilizer companies is the so the critical role play in the transportation and the logistic of marketing is vitally available for the farmers, right quantities and right time, affordable price. So the fertilizer fall under the essential commodity acts as like the movement of subject and regulation of the governments. So that these are the fertilizer like increase the farmer and supply transportation and preparing the planting season and the regularly at the global inventory coming the gulf of the slides. So these are the schedule of the increase the fertilizer efficiency or the so the fourth R, yes, 4R that means fourth are the representative of the application of the nutrient in the fertilizer. So the right place that where is the plant root are present in the field, then here add in the fertilizers in the field specific place. Second is the right portion or right product that means require as nitrogen content in the fields or plants, then add only nitrogenous fertilizer, not add in the potash and any other fertilizers. Second is the right rate. Right rate, that means not add in the low amount or high amount. Then when you low amount, do not provide sufficient growth for the plant. When increase the content of the nutrient, then suppress the growth or toxicity created but do not absorb by the plant, because the plant cells always obtained by the specific concentration in the root cells or the plant absorbed by the other osmotic. So the cells, and this is the purpose of the fertilizer mixing fertilizer. So the good day. Thanks.